Welcome, travelers, to Adventures in Security. I am Tom Olzak, and I'll be your guide. In this episode, we look at how user training adds another layer of security, but should never be considered a silver bullet. In my classes, many students start out believing that user training is a cure-all for phishing and other social engineering attacks. This is simply not true. Trained users present an attack surface. An attack surface is anything that exposes potential vulnerabilities for use by an attacker. An aggregate attack surface model is shown here. For each attack surface, we must assess the vulnerabilities, associated threats, and relevant risks. We then manage the risks, ensuring they fall within limits acceptable to management. Most of today's attacks target our users. This makes the user attack surface a critical consideration when deploying controls and managing risk. An attack surface presents a set of opportunities or vulnerabilities to attackers. We reduce the attack surface by removing as many opportunities as is reasonable and appropriate, given available budget and impact on business operation. What are the best controls to consider in addition to user training and awareness? Protecting and reducing the user attack surface is, like any other approach to controls, a layered approach. Each of the controls shown here supports the others. No one control is enough. I'll start with what I believe are two of the most important controls, and that they will also likely have the most resistance from users and management. Application whitelisting and web filtering. Web filtering uses tools like Cisco Umbrella or OpenDNS, and those included in most unified threat management devices. Web filtering allows security to automatically block all known malicious sites. It also allows blocking of high-risk categories and those unsuitable for the workplace. What to block and for whom becomes contentious unless C-level management supports a related policy that enables filtering without double standards. Also included should be a process for exceptions, one that requires demonstrating a business need to the specific business roles involved. Email filtering is always necessary. No messages meeting known phishing formats should pass to user mailboxes. Executing attachments must be blocked, stripped from messages before delivery. You can find a list of all high-risk file extensions at the link shown. Users like to download and install all types of applications. Also, clicking on the wrong thing in an email that does get through, or on a link on a social networking site, often result in installations of malware. Taking the controversial step of only allowing installation of approved, whitelisted applications prevents these actions. This starts with blocking user ability of installing any software not whitelisted by the organization. Patching is critical to protecting user devices, and understanding what is installed allows us to patch everything installed. With application whitelisting, much malware cannot be installed, and IT is always aware of any software installed on the network. Software awareness ensures someone always reviews software before installation to ensure it does not add unacceptable risk with known, unpatched vulnerabilities. Awareness also enables IT to ensure new vulnerabilities in installed software are identified and managed. One whitelisting app is Microsoft's Intune, a solution that is affordable for most organizations. The link is shown. Firewalls and IPS placed on the network are commonplace today. However, they're not always placed on end-user devices and centrally managed by security. When placed on desktops and laptops, for example, they prevent malware that does make it onto the device from calling home to the attacker. They also help prevent the malware from performing unwanted activities on the network, while alerting security that something is off. Anti-malware software has significant limitations when trying to prevent user-targeted attacks. However, it does serve a purpose. We can use anti-malware software to help fill the gaps, looking for and stopping known malware. That is known malware. It needs regular updating to be effective. Security must also have a central management portal to ensure it continues running on all devices. Egress content filtering checks all email content, attachment content, and any other traffic trying to move out of the network. If the packets or messages contain potentially sensitive information, email can be quarantined, sessions dropped, and security alerted. Appliances and services are available to do this without little impact on business operation. Once tuned, they work very well. They can also let security know if sensitive traffic is moving innocently to untrusted network segments or devices. Finally, we arrive at user training. I place it last for two reasons. First, it should be the last line of defense. Like any final protective line, it is a control of last resort. We use it in hopes that it can stop the inevitable, the user-targeted attack that makes it through these and other layered defenses. Second, we train our users to minimize their unintentionally becoming threats behind our controls. Does this mean we leave our training until last when setting up a security program? Absolutely not. We train our users as soon as each policy receives final approval. This strengthens the user attack surface before we get the time and budget to implement the other controls. Implementing more than user training requires risk assessment results presented to management so risk can be properly managed. Other controls are also important, but these are, in my opinion, the most important for protecting the user attack surface. Other controls like network segmentation, network firewalls, and intrusion prevention systems provide the overall security context in which our users operate. The controls shown here are primarily prevention controls. You also need a way to detect and respond to attacks that make it through. This usually starts with log management. A security information and event management system helps understand what is happening across the network, including user devices. Newer approaches include using artificial intelligence to analyze both network and user behavior. These new solutions identify anomalous behavior by someone using an authorized account. It could be the authorized user of the account or someone who compromised the user account. This, combined with an overall analysis of network and user behavior, allows detection and quick response. Well, that's it for this episode. If you like this video, please subscribe. Until next time, be careful what you click.